So, I mean, if you didn't start with the idea of leadership, but it seems like you really just kind of naturally fell into that role then. Do you have things that kind of drive you in that, like ideas that you are passionate for, things you stand on
Sure,
in your leadership positions?
sure. I mean, there are multiple things I can talk about in that context. You can talk about the philosophy of leadership. What kind of a leader are you? I think of myself, I'm going to say something, it's going to sound very grandiose, but I actually believe it. It's like a servant leader, which means that
Okay.
you obviously you lead, right? Because you make decisions, you set directions and so on. But you do this with the understanding that at the end of it, you're actually serving a greater need. So that's how I define a servant leader. So my style would be along those lines. So for example, I have a great leadership team at the School of Engineering level, at the dean's office level. And most of the time, I don't micromanage. I give them authority, and
Yeah.
I let them be. I don't try to say, oh well, I'm the leader, so I decide everything. So I don't try to do that. I tend to let people be successful, give them a chance to succeed. I think it's an easy decision for me to take to operate that way, simply because, if you work with a team sort of basis in mind, then nothing is really your problem. It's everything becomes our problem,
Yes.
and
That's true.
that's very helpful. And if you have a committed set of people working with you, then they would do everything for you, right? And provided you give them the respect and the rewards they deserve. So
Hmm.
it's really important to have a teamwork, and this is true not only in leadership and academia. It's true in an engineering team that you would take, because you really want to work with your team. You're not trying to show them up. You're not trying to do everyone's job because they can do it. Those are
Yeah.
all defeatist attitudes. You really want to work together as a team, and it works in every context I can think of.
Hmm.
So that's my style. So I tend to be fairly approachable and relaxed in how I do things. Of course, I'm intense, but it doesn't. You
Yeah.
don't have to wear it on your sleeve. So that's my style. The other thing that I've learned is to appreciate that everybody brings something to the table. So I call it, my joke about that. It's like abject humility. You need to have humility when you do a job like this, because I tell my colleagues. In fact, I had a lunch meeting with some staff colleagues, and I said to them, I cannot, in all honesty, I cannot do what you do.
Yeah.
So I need you, right? And so,
Yeah.
and by the way, the same token, you can't do the things I do too. So everybody
That's
brings
true.
something to the table. So I think some humility that you're good at what you do, but you have your limitations, and you need others to be successful, not only for you to be successful, but for the mission to be successful. Those are important things. So
Hmm.
that's how I describe my style,
Yeah.
and I think that's if I'm even moderately successful, that's what I would attribute my success to: the help of others.
Yes. Working together, humility, but then also holding standards
Yep,
and getting things done.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, that definitely is an excellent philosophy. You're quite
Well, thank you.
intriguing.